Very, very, very cool. Right, monk. This is Lan, yeah? Lan, level 2, monk. Yeah, it always seemed strange to me that Lan was a monk. Like, I understand Zen archer, yeah, archery makes sense, but why monk? Like, I feel like he's a hunter. Would it not have made more sense? I'm pretty sure there's a hunter class. Yes, right there. Would it not have made miles more sense for him to be a hunter? I think so. Like, honestly, I would argue that it makes more sense for him to be a cleric than a monk. Due to the whole, like, because there's specifically, I believe there's a, oh shit, didn't mean to click that. There's specifically a cleric class, or subclass I should say, called Crusader, which is kind of like Lan's ideal future dream, isn't it? Or dream of the future. But yeah, I mean, Hunter would, I don't know, I'm not gonna dwell on it too much, but I just think that Zen Archer was the wrong choice to make, or the wrong class for them to pick for him. Maybe I can respec him entirely. Maybe. I don't know if I have to go straight with Zen Archer at level 1, or if I can respec him and have him be another class. I'll deal with that when I come to it. Athletics and mobility, fair enough. Although with him not being a frontline class, I'm thinking maybe keep mobility at a minimum for now. Up athletics, up perception, yes please. And maybe, I don't know, should he have religion? Probably not. So we've got Arcana covered, we've got World covered now by Sealer, I believe. We've got Nature covered by me. Perception's covered by Lan. Religion's still lacking. Persuasion's covered. Use magic devices covered. Stealth is just a general all-round skill. The only person that isn't good at it is Wendwag and Camellia. So actually, so there's 2 of them that aren't great at it. But we'll level them up. Or at least we'll level Wendwag up. Oh boy. Let's put stealth in there. Because I think being able to put him into stealth, sneak him up to a vantage point, and then attack from afar might be quite useful for a Zen Archer. But we'll see. We're still going to be working out all of the playstyles for each class, right? Okay, so it recommends precise shot. So let's see. You can shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent, engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty on your attack roll. Oh wait, so if I didn't realize that there was a -4 penalty for shooting at someone who's already in melee combat. That seems counterproductive, right? Like, why would you get a like a negative penalty for attacking someone who's occupied in melee combat? Okay, either way, yep, that's good. Way of the bow, longbow or short bow. Kind of like the idea of using longbow. I believe that choosing longbow will also cover composite longbows, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we get to add our strength modifier to the damage done by composite longbows. I think I'm remembering that correctly. So we'll get weapon focus with longbows, then we'll get weapon specialization, and then on top of that, when we find a composite longbow, we'll be able to do extra damage based on our strength, I believe. I don't think it's based on dexterity. I think it's based on strength. So let's go with longbow. Precise shot, weapon focus on the longbow. So you get a +1 bonus on all attack rolls. So we're more likely to hit with longbows, and we'll also, if we find a composite longbow, we'll deal more damage. Sounds good, right? So we'll deal an extra 3 damage with a longbow, or a composite longbow, sorry. I need to keep that in mind. And then there's Wendwag, and everyone's suffering from fatigue. So Wendwag is a fighter. Let's see. Perception, nature. Let's go with stealth. A little bit of stealth and nature. Deadly aim. No, actually, I think we're going to go ahead and take weapon focus, and we're going to take weapon focus on Longbow, because I think she also uses a longbow. So that'll mean we've got three ranged and two melee. Okay, yeah, that'll do. Where's Longbow? There it is. Lovely. Coming back to chat, Cryo Paladin says, one day he heard screaming and decided to check. It was a group of alchemists experimenting with the Dryad. Still remembering his swordsmanship, he attacked the alchemist. After a long and bloody battle, the alchemist ran away, but he sustained wounds to his chest. And all of a sudden an avatar of Sylvanas appeared and said, you did a great thing, human. The Dryad you just saved is a very loyal worshipper of mine. As a gift, I shall regrow your sword arm, even though it's not made of human flesh. Oh, is it going to be made of like oak? But made of oak wood. Oh yeah, it's still better than no arm, no? Yeah, that's cool. All of a sudden, Boris's arm is regrown, but instead of flesh, it's with oak wood. That's crazy cool. Wait, what happens if he goes near an open flame with that arm? I'm assuming it has some sort of coating on it to protect it from flame. I hope so. Otherwise, that's like that's a horror story waiting to happen. That's very cool. So we've got hut for resting, aptly named. We've got Anevia's over there, and so is Horgus. Is Anevia not with us still? No, apparently not. She must have crept away while we were talking with Sul, the Dutch chieftain. Oh, loot. Yes, please. We love loot here. There is a decorated scabbard, an old smoking pipe. Hey, we can be like good old Gandalf or Bilbo. They both smoke. I think Frodo smokes as well. In fact, a lot of people smoke in the Lord of the Rings universe, come to think of it. Silver powder, gold coins, flame tongue. Okay. Right, let's chat with Anevia. Oh yeah, Paladin, it does have a protective coating. Thank God for that. Boy, oh boy, that could have been that could have led to a very inopportune moment at some point during the campaign. Right, Horgus. This tragedy may not have happened if you'd spent less time surveying the honest citizens, and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers. That seems like a little bit like kind of naive. Like she obviously wasn't. It's not like, how could she tell if there were demon worshippers or spies? That's the like they're not walking around with a flag that says, "Hi, I'm a demon worshipper." And Anevia says, brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only cultists would tell us that they're cultists. Exactly. Then we wouldn't have to waste time investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. Yeah. Horgus and Anevia sit some distance apart, sniping at one another in an idle fashion that testifies to their long acquaintance and mutual dislike. Oh boy. When they notice you, they quickly fall silent. What's the bad blood between you two about? Anevia, how's the leg? What do you think is happening in the city now? What do you think of the mongrels? What are you going to do when you get back to the office? The office? What are you going to do when you get back to the office? Oh my god. I don't know why that tickled me so much. Just the idea of all of the people here just working in an office. Wipe the tear from my eye. We have to go. Oh, jeez. What's the bad blood between you two about? And Cryo Paladin says, so now Boris is reborn, not as Boris the Hedge Knight, but Boris Oakhand. Oh, wow. Boris Oakhand. I'm imagining that that he has a very Richard Armitage-esque voice. Very low and down here. The name's Boris Oakhand. My cousin is Foreign Oakenshield. I don't know, I think names like that have a nice ring to them. Especially for fantasy setting campaigns and fantasy setting games and stuff like that. Anything RPG-esque. Boris Oakhand, the axe-wielding knight. Oh shit, so he's like full-on like lumberjack man. Big ol' hatchet. Horgus Guam. It's an old matter. Miss Tirabade here had the notion of spying on me, then of rummaging through my goods. I ask you, do I look like a cultist? Cultists don't tend to look like cultists, you know. That's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Guam, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city. What was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know that the old rigmarole with middlemen was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the crusade? Wait, why is he anonymously donating supplies to the crusade? I mean, I suppose it would, if he did it not anonymously, then it would probably paint a target on his back for cultists, right? Like, they would probably try to kill him for being a supporter of the crusade. Either way. Right. Don't you see? I have a reputation to uphold, one that I value most highly. Horgus Squirm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy from a tale. Yes, I care about my city. Yes, I wish to see that its defenders, my defenders, were well-fed, healthy, and well-armed. But to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door welcoming in every sponger, leech, and parasite in the city. Oh, so it had nothing to do with protecting himself from harm. It was more just that he didn't want to deal with poor people. Wow, Horgus, you never cease to amaze me. Such a prick. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes. You're an alright bloke. Okay, now I just feel like Anevia needs to speak with the most stereotypical Cockney accent ever. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes. You're an alright bloke. But carrying on secret dealings in a city that's teeming with cultists is a huge pain in the backside for us lot whose job it is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. Anevia, how's the leg? And of course now I have to keep that voice up for the whole campaign. Anevia scrunches up her nose. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. They've bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinking stuff on the wound, so it looks like I'm going to live. They said wait a day and I'll be right as rain, so I'm waiting. Okay, what do you think's happening in the city now? Take a quick look at chat. I want to keep the trend of paladins with two-handed weapons. His motivation is now to find those alchemists so he can put an end to their experiments. An end to their dastardly deeds. Horgus Guam. Perhaps the city is no more. If Discari himself appeared, there's no telling how bad things are. Dun dun dun. Okay. Can you hold off on writing our obituaries just yet? The city's full of fires, and besides that, it's barely a stone's throw away from Nerosian. I think that's how you pronounce that. I think our people will hold on long enough for reinforcements to come from the Queen. This ain't Discari's home turf. He's going to have to retreat or else fight off the whole Mendevian army. What do you think of the mongrels? Let me take a sip of water while I read what they've said. Oh god. My sympathies go out to voice actors who have to do this on a regular basis for much longer periods of time than I do. I thought they were just a story, the sort of thing drunks in the taverns would come out with. Now I discover it's true. Well, what can I possibly think of them? The poor creatures are most unfortunate, with their faces and their minds so deformed. It's a miracle they're even alive. The part that boggles my mind is that they're descendants of the first Crusaders. All these years they've been living beneath our feet, in caves, in the dirt. If I'd known the legends about them were true, I'd have dedicated my life to getting them out of this place. To what end? The people of Canabra would have stoned them on sight, and Prelate Horun would have had them tossed on the pyre en masse. Whatever the ills of this place, it is their home. How long do you think they would have survived on the surface? Well, what are you going to do when you get back to the surface then, guys? I'm going to go home. Wow, okay. Last I knew, I owned a very fine mansion. I shall see if it's still standing, or if I am now homeless. I'm going to find Irabeth. She's my wife and the leader of the Eagle Watch. As long as she lives, she won't allow Canabra to fall. Okay, well, guess what, guys? We have to go. Go on then, don't dilly-dally. The sooner we get out of here, the likelier we are to find some people still alive up there. Take care of yourself. I will try to. I will try to. Okay. Ooh, loot. Sorry guys, I got distracted by loot. Mutated fish. Is that the kind of loot that we want? Yeah, screw it. We'll take it. Loot's loot, right? Oh, more loot. Hey, hey. More mutated fish. This game really takes on a different spin when I play it. We stop playing Pathfinder and we start just playing Lootfinder. More loot. There we go. Lovely. Animal hide, another old smoking pipe, some more gold, and a crooked paw. Can be used for scrolls and potions. Nice. Okay, let's go and rest. I don't think there's anyone to really talk to. Oh, there is a named NPC down there. So we can talk to her, right? Hey Flanders, come and see my wares. Okay. You there! A tall woman with a face deformed by an enormous swelling smiles broadly at you, showing off her double row of small sharp teeth. Wait, so she's like what are those fish called? It's supposed to be like the ugliest fish in the world. They look totally normal when they're down at a suitable water depth, but when you bring them to the surface, they just look like their face turns to mush. Either way, I'm imagining that she looks something like that. You, from the surface, you must be tough to make it all the way here. Never thought I'd see the day. Call me Dyra. Let's trade. I look her squarely in the eyes and I just say, let's trade. And we trade. Oh, boy. Bulk selling, I believe. That gets rid of all my junk, right? Yeah. Yes, it does. And we get only 57 gold from that? Really? That's like a full stream's worth of looting right there. Is that stream time only worth 57 gold? Jeez. Gee whiz. Okay, thick pads, hide armor, leather armor. Nope. Braces of armor +1. Don't think that'll be useful. I think we've already got braces of armor +1, don't we? Yeah, and I think they'll probably only be useful on LAN. So we don't need another set, because we don't have another companion to put them on. Maybe we should stock up on potions. How many potions do we have? We have 2 healing potions. Yep, we need potions. Oh boy. Wand of Cure Light Wounds. Sell that. I rarely actually use scrolls, so I'm going to sell those as well. Keep the reagents. Sell the light shield. Sell the padded armor. Let me see. We can probably get rid of a load of these weapons as well. I have a bit of a bad habit of stockpiling weapons and armor and everything else I can fit in my inventory, and then never using any of it. Chameleon. Let's get rid of that. It was worth it for the name of an episode to go on YouTube, but I don't think we'll keep it. Get rid of that. We'll keep the Masterwork light crossbow because I believe that we'll probably get a companion down the line that we can actually put that on and make some use of. Light mace. Gone. Cold iron dagger. I think Waljiff dual wields daggers, so we'll keep that for the time being. We'll get rid of the flail. You know what? Let's go ahead and filter it by price in descending order. Masterwork greatsword. Do we use anybody, or do we have anybody that might use a two-handed greatsword? I don't think so, but we'll keep it for now. Masterwork dagger. Get rid of it. Longsword and short spear. Yeah. Do it like that. Okay. So we've got 8 health potions now. Or 8 potion of cure light wounds, I should say. Yeah. The owner of this quiver can use it to shoot 20 units of cold iron ammunition. Cold iron ammunition is known for its effectiveness against demons and fey creatures. Wait, so is that 20 uses and then it's a usable item, so I'm assuming it's 20 uses and then it's gone from your inventory. Like, you can't keep it. I'm assuming that is the way it works. In which case, I can't really justify buying something like that right now when we've only got 489 gold. Okay, that'll do for now then. I don't think there's anything else we want to sell. Right. Onwards we go. But first, more loot. Ooh, 12 more gold. A couple of bits and bobs. Bobs and bits. Right. Is everyone coming? Yep. And yet more loot. Guys, I wish I wasn't such a loot fiend, but you know what? That's a lie. I am proud of being a loot fiend. This one, yeah? Rest. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna put my hat on. Keep my hair out of my eyes or from dropping down onto my forehead. This will be more comfy, I assure you. That's better. Keep it all up and out the way. Right. So, the messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance to the maze. Our people have already gone there. I've warned Enevia and that old guy who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time. There's no rush. The most important people always show up late. Lan looks around. Everything's going to plan, but one thing's bothering me. Wendwag's gone. What are we going to do? Hey Flanders, I need to have dinner, so have a nice stream. Also, hi YouTube. See ya. Thanks very much for tuning in, Paladin. Enjoy your meal. And until next time, keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. See ya. Right. Okay. So, Wendwag's gone. Can we highlight over that? And yeah, we can. You told the truth of the mongrel tribe and revealed the light of heaven despite Wendwag's attempts to persuade you otherwise. Okay, so she's gone as a result of our dialogue option, basically, or our choices. So it kind of highlights that we do have some sort of say in how the game reacts, or how the game reacts to our choices. All the tribes, so a whole army is marching on the maze then? By mongrel standards, yes, but don't be too disappointed when you see the reality. There aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one. Ah, okay. What do you think happened to Wendwag? Lan shakes his head. I don't know. She was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her, and she'll struggle without us. No matter how hard she tried to deny it. Okay, well, what about Enevia and Horgus? Are we just going to leave them here? I'm not really bothered about them. I know what the plan is. We're going to leave them here, find a safe path, and then come back for them. Still, are you sure the maze is the only way to the surface? Let's go, no time to lose. I mean, this is the plan. We're not going to try and dilly-dally and say, you know, look for other ways up. This is the plan. We're going through the maze. Let's go. There's no time to lose. Let's go. But before we do, thank you. I was so happy I forgot to thank you before. But you've done something that no one else has done in a long time. You've given the mongrels hope. It's like we're starting to believe that we're worth something. Now that we have the power of the angels on our side. Lan's face grows sullen. It won't change anything, of course, but at least you'll help us save the young ones, hopefully. Let's go through the main gate. Straight road is the shortest. So the Romans would say anyways. Okay, so we're heading over here. And I can see there's loot there, but I just can't bring myself to go back for it. Goodbye, loot. I will never forget you. And what could have been. I think the reason that I'm so loot craving is because I think I come from that weird generation of gamers where there were always really powerful objects in the game hidden in the most obvious places. So, for instance, like you would start a game, you would make a character, and the only weapon that you would need for your character throughout the entire game would be hidden in the start area, you know? So I'm just a real freak for loot at this point and for scouring every part of the map. I'm trying to change, guys. I'm trying to change. Lan looks creepy, says Druid. It's like his shape-shifting power is running out. Well, it's as a result of them being like the mongrels, right? Like, or the Nephas. They call themselves Nephas, or at least everyone calls them. The mongrels call themselves Nephers, but Lan calls himself a mongrel, and everyone on the surface also calls them mongrels. So they're like, obviously they're like this weird amalgamation of I don't know, I think it's like some sort of demon influence to their bloodline that's made them look all half monster, half creature, whatever they are. But yeah, it is strange, to say the least. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a darker backstory to their bloodline than what we know already. Because I mean, I think we know already that they were the descendants of the first Crusaders who got corrupted by. I think this is what Lan said. Lan said they got, like, their bloodline got corrupted by demons because they helped the angels in the Crusade. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to it than that. But I mean, I suppose we're only in like the first act of the game. In fact, we're not even really out of the tutorial area, I don't think, or the starter area. So I think we'll find more out as we play, I think, or at least I'm hoping we will. Yes. Okay. So we got some monitor lizard scales. We can sell those. That's loot.